Beerzerker! What's going on? Alright. It's Innis night. Innis Gunn Smokin Gunn Bartender's Choice. This is another 7.4 limited edition. This has maple, or it says a smoked Scottish beer matured in bourbon barrels and finished with maple syrup. So they're saying it has a sweet finish, and I hope so, because one thing I've learned from brewing beer, the first thing I tried is when I first started brewing kits, and I don't brew kits anymore, and you should never brew beer from a kit, is maple syrup is not good once the sugar is fermented out of it, and you just get the flavor. Like, I like maple syrup as much as everybody else, but when you ferment it out and take that sweetness out of it, it tastes like shit. And it is not good in beer. And any of the other guys I've seen that had their own maple syrup and beer kits and stuff, I don't know, I think Craig on Craig's Tube has done it too. So check out his thing. I don't think he was real impressed with it either. The one video I saw anyway, I'm not sure. But if it's finished sweet, maybe that's better. So we've this bartender won a competition, and Innis let this bartender design this beer. So it's the malts have been smoked, and it's a rich bronze oak smoke, sweet caramel, minty freshness with the hops, barbecue sweetness, rich toffee malt, hint of char-grilled smoke. So it's another, and we had the Canadian cherrywood finish I reviewed from these guys, which I didn't like. Like, I like the Scottish, that biscuity Scottish beer style enough, We're 2 minutes in. Here we go. We got this light toffee colored beer here in a clear bottle. No bottle skunk because we should be straight out of here, but you can get bottle struck pretty quick, or light struck pretty quick. So we're doing bourbon cask, maple syrup, smokiness, 7.4. Maybe this is a. Whoa! Yikes! Okay, that's crazy. So I'm pulling some hops out of there right away. Some kind of almost like a floral, almost like a dry hop type aroma. Almost a little bit Pilsner-esque too, a little bit like a stanky lager hop. Yeah, surprisingly pulling a bit of hops out of there. Whoa, big sweetness in the finish, so maybe this was a thumbs up on trying the maple syrup. Let's just taste this one out and see how she goes. Well, it's quite crisp. Huge, sweet, kind of malty, big finish. It just, the beer and the finish just multiplies into 5 times the beer as it is off the start. It just, bam, all kinds of sweet, rich flavors going on there. It's really complex. Wow, I like this one. I just did the malt whiskey trail, the actual 5 different single malt Scotch barrel blend from the 5 regions of Scotland here, which I was waiting for Innis Gunn to come out with a Scotch barrel aged beer forever. I thought that, and maybe they've done it before, I don't know, but I thought that would have. I always found it weird that their original was done out of a bourbon cask, and that's what this one is too as well, bourbon. But then, if you want to see the Innis Gunn Scotch 5 malt whiskey trail, just did it. Well, I'm not displeased with the maple in this beer, which is a first. Not getting a whole lot of I mean, the smokiness is adding a lot of flavor to this, I'm sure, but I'm not really pulling out just a straight smoke flavor. I kind of am smelling it though, like big time. It's like an oily, kind of smoky, kind of heavy. Oh, just like beef jerky, actually. Really pulling out. Dark red smoked meat type flavor. Kind of seeing where the maple fits in there, and that's kind of tying together quite nicely. So I'm actually pretty psyched because this is the first time I've had a maple beer that actually worked. Yeah, man. Yeah, minty freshness in the hops. That's kind of at the beginning. Yeah, you're pulling a bit of vibrant hops off the front of this. I got hops in the last one too. You can get a little bit of hops out of this, but they're usually quite masked by the whiskey cask flavoring. Yeah, it almost smells like liquid smoke. If you've ever made jerky with the liquid smoke seasoning, um, well, this is a really um, a huge beer. Like it's crazy. It's a little more drinkable than the malt whiskey trail, and it's a lot. It's mega huge. The malt whiskey one was good. You're getting all the sweet Scotch flavors out of it. It's nice, but it was very uh, much a sipping beer. This one's a sipping beer too, but it's just a lot easier drinking. Even though I would dare say it's a little more complex even. Well, I'm pretty excited. 7 minutes in, and yeah, the smoky flavor is almost too outrageous now that I'm really getting it. It's like it's right up front, and it's just after the hops. You can't getting hops, and you're getting this outrageous like smoky. It's almost like liquid smoke. It's almost like crazy smoky. And your sweetness, your sweet finish, your rich kind of almost like a sauce or something that you'd have with like ribs. It's almost like a rib sauce. It's really kind of a. That's what I say. If you're gonna do this, I would definitely be with like a seasoned pork, like ribs or something, pork ribs or something, or like a sticky um, basted barbecued chicken or something. Or something like caramelized ribs or something, or beef ribs or something. And let's not forget about the malt and just the beer itself is quite good. I mean, here's our color shot. Um, some of that's coming out of the bourbon barrel again. Darkening it. Probably where we're always up around 7 point something with Innis. It's probably the Nat's still here. Um, Swish again. If referred to Swish in the last video, I've had Swish before. We put water in a whiskey barrel, roll it around for a month or two. Um, that's a cool experience. I recommend trying it if you have the opportunity, but you'd be surprised how much alcohol comes back out of that barrel again. Was my point, anyway. 9 minutes in again. This is a beer you're going to want to savor. In fact, I recommend letting it open up and maybe warm up a little on the thing. Here's the label. You got your mad chemist there. And actually, I'm going to give major props on this one because I do like this one a lot more than I like the Cherrywood finish. And I do like that kind of biscuity Scottish style beer from time to time, but I just the maple in that one ruined it for me, which is the only Innis product I've ever disliked. Um, all the other Innis products I have liked. Um, I would say they're all pretty much up there for me. Rum finish, great beer. The original, of course. Irish whiskey cask is good. Um, Canadian Cherrywood was the only one I didn't really get too into, and I did taste the quality and stuff. I just didn't like the dried out maple. It kind of and that's the same thing I've had in my home brew when I put maple syrup in. Thought I was being a wise guy. I used maple syrup instead of sugar, instead of dextrose, and no, not the beer from a kit's. It's pretty hard to salvage kit beer, and that's why I recommend all grain. So if you want to see some cool shit, I'm gonna start doing some more all grain videos, and I'm gonna be I am putting together my R2D2 life size cooler, converting it into kegerator. So I'm gonna have an R2D2 kegerator life size. Should be able to fit 2 kegs in there. So it's all ready to go. Just need a few fittings and hoses. Got my fridge pretty much dismantled. The conversion's about to happen. So if you want to see the coolest, most kick-ass fucking kegerator in the universe, in the galaxy, it's gonna be right here. Damn it. Yeah. So, yeah. There's like the maple. They say they finished it with maple. So I wonder if they just drained it in the cask after it was pretty much done its primary fermentation or something, because there's a lot of sweetness alongside that maltiness, and I'm thinking that's where you can really do good with your maple syrup. I don't recommend like a full maple syrup fermentation. I do recommend a full honey fermentation. They are not the same thing. You can do wonderful things with honey and beer and mead. I'm a big mead fan, as well as plugging my R2D2 kegerator, which is soon to come. Soon to come is going to be 5 batches of mead. Straight mead with hops, white cranberry and red cranberry blended mellow mel. These are all going to be on the sweet side. Red cranberry mellow mel and white cranberry mellow mel. And the second runnings at 2% off my brother's stout. When I made my oatmeal stout, he made his, I believe it was a Guinness clone, and he stopped sparging at a certain point, and I says, hey man, let me keep sparging. So I kept sparging and got off 2% runnings off of a stout, which I vamped up with honey and is in the fermenter and smells great. It's been aging for quite some time, so we're going to have some black stout mead, and I'm really excited for that one. Hoping it's going to be the shiznit. I'm thinking it's going to be the shiznit. So just really digging this beer. It's right through the middle of your tongue. It's just, there's so much flavor in this beer, and that's what I was saying. I'm referencing ribs, like basted, like honey garlic type ribs kind of thing, because that's the same amount. Like when you snap into a big steak or some greasy ass piece of red meat that's this drizzled in this honey shit, you know what I mean, or whatever. That's the kind of flavor you're pulling off there. So this bartender who helped design this, I mean, shit, he did a pretty good job, and I was kind of skeptical at first, but because of the maple thing, but I think they've really found their way around it, and I don't get any hits on these Innis. Not that I get any hits anyway, but I don't know. Are people into Innis and Gunn or what? Because like me and my buddies up here, man, like Innis is kind of a big deal. Like we don't look at it like as shit beer at all. And so props to the guys down in Edinburgh who are brewing this, and so I've only had one that I dislike slightly. All their other beers have been absolutely fabulous. And like I say, if you want to see some crazy shit, some crazy meads and some crazy kegerator shit. It's about to come up hopefully within the next. Well, the mead will be ready right away. It's ready to bottle any time. I just gotta get my ass in gear after my next job. I'm gonna pop off racking all these 5 different batches of mead here. We're gonna taste them off. Then we're gonna have R2D2 put together, and he's gonna fucking beep 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 boop boop pour some beer for us. So, Beerzerker, I'm out. This beer is I may as well just call it 11 out of 11. It's a little bit almost a little bit much flavor wise for beer. It's almost like a meal, but I'll 11 out of 11 it anyway. Although it's almost like eating a plate of ribs, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Beerzerker, and I'm out.